political philosophy of black nationalism only means that if you and I are going to live in a black community, and that's where we're going to live, because as soon as you move into as soon as you move out of the black community into their community, it's mixed for a period of time, but they're gone, and you're right there all by yourself again. We must understand the politics of our community, and we must know what politics is supposed to produce. We must know what part politics play in our lives. And until we become politically mature, we will always be misled, led astray, or deceived or maneuvered into supporting someone politically who doesn't have the good of our community at heart.
Skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day, while the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor. He was telling you to build your own house.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo. Oh, looks like we got a little screen issue. Let's take care of that real quick. We apologize. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the No PC show. Give me 2 seconds here. Should have did this in the first place. There we go. Video. My sound's not how like I want it to be. It's always something. There was just an update right when I was getting ready to start my show, so had to restart the system and all that, and then you never know what's happening after you get these updates. That's usually when you start getting problems. But if you have any computer problems, you know I own a computer repair shop here in Chicago, 1741 East 71st Street. RPC is your PC, 7 a.m. to 6:30. And that's why it takes me, I'll be cutting it real close trying to get here. I left a little early so I could get here and be on time for the 7:30. Tonight, we are going to talk about voting. And it's just a coincidence that my young one is coming home from college just so she can take part in early voting. I wish she was here because then I would have her on the show. She's studying, doing a little civil rights studying there, you know, trying to be well-rounded in this world of evil judgment. I'm basically going to just give my position on it, you know, feel free people to chime in. And when it comes to politics, I think it's an avenue that we have to discover, but at the same time, it's our weakest point because we have no power in that game. And the reason I say that because it's just another game that they gave us out of slavery. Okay, niggas, we kept you enslaved for this many years by telling you this, this, and this. And we see that you niggas are trusting, so we're going to tell you some other stuff to do, and this will allow us to further imprison you. But you'll be able to live, you'll be able to function. And that's what politics comes down to me. We're still relying on the words of an enemy because somewhere along the lines we were told that these people are going to be fair with you. They're going to treat you as an equal. They're going to look at you as an equal, when we knew that was a big lie. But, you know, we got to survive, right? And I think that's one of the biggest problems with us now. With this voting, we don't demand nothing of anyone. And we fall into these traps of, we'll get back to you all later. They pass all these laws and all these bills, and they take care of everybody. Immigrants, border crossers, and everybody, and then they don't even discuss anything with you. Aren't you happy with your job, nigga? That's all we promise you. That's the pursuit of happiness. You know, you're too worried about other people. Worry about yourself. That's the attitude that we deal with in this country, and even our politicians. I am so disgusted. I wish I didn't have to vote, but I vote for one reason, and that's because thousands of people gave their lives in the pursuit of this. And like I say, I'm never going to crap on the elders. They did what they thought was going to work and what they looked at as progress. Now, what they look at as progress and what we look back and look at as progress, it's not the same. But the times are not the same. They were being lynched at a high rate for numbers of years, and they kind of steered clear of the trouble until the mid 60s, when we supposedly got these civil rights things. But we already had, when we were free from slavery, the 13th Amendment abolished slavery. Then we're supposed to get all this citizenship. There was a town, I wish I could remember what town it was, and the blacks won like a majority of the offices in the town. It was in like 1914, something like that. And so when they go to take office, the white people pulled guns and chased them and shot and killed some of them. Because, like my teacher, Mr. Phillips, say, why would they give you power? And we ain't got to get an answer for that. We just keep playing the game because it's Vegas. As long as a few of us winning, we fine with the way you treat the rest of the niggas. Because we don't see ourselves as niggas. We don't identify with each other because of the different behaviors. The ones that out there on the streets, those are still our brothers and sisters. The ones that are up there at the university on the campus, those are our brothers and sisters. We came over here chained together. I don't understand why people still don't see the chains, and the only way we're going to get out of it is together. I wrote down this little note. I got it on the screen, but I'm these bifocals be killing me. And I wrote something that compared voting to slavery. And in the voting to slavery, everything came up the same. It was like, okay, voting or slavery, both were designed to control me, oppress me, make me feel inferior, So it's the same thing. So it's voting another form of slavery, because you got two losers here. Mays Jackson show. I'm part of the What's in It for the Black People group. I'm part of a lot of different groups, but they put out a sheet every year, and this is just a sheet. You can go on Facebook and you can go into What's in It for the Black folks. You can pull it up yourself. But what it does, they break it down and they make a recommendation of Kevin Character. What's up, bro? I see you out there. And what they do, they put out this listing of suggestions of people that we might vote for. I'm not gonna say it's a political piece of paper trying to direct you to certain people. A lot of people on this list, they've been in offices for a while, but I think we got to hold everybody accountable. And I think all black politicians should be on the verge of losing their seat if they are not pushing the black agenda. And that's just the way I feel about it. Well, if they ain't there, they can't push the agenda. If you there and you ain't pushing the agenda, then you still not there. What difference does that make? They got up here, please skip the governor's race. We might as well. That's two losing on both sides. People can go back and they can look at the video even before people voted for Ronna. I'm like, no. This guy's going to cut these programs and all this, and nobody wanted to listen. They voted for Ronna. Ronna got in. I didn't vote for Ronna. So, you vote, and then you are expected to live with the results for four more years. In this case, I believe J.B. Pritzker is an undercover racist. He's definitely one of the Madigan's boys. Just like Kwame Raoul, he's one of Madigan's boys. Madigan is screwing us all in the property tax fields and other things, while he makes all these other people millions and millions of dollars and lines his pocket. But let's support Jesse White. Jesse been there for a long time. He has his programs. He gives back, looks out for the black people. Bobby Rush, Robin Kelly, Danny Davis. These are some of our figureheads that are out there, and occasionally they'll speak up and say something black. But where are those politicians? I think I was talking to Mays. That's when he came on my show, and I was like, I like politicians like Dorothy Tillman. And maybe you didn't agree with the way she did things because she was over the top with it. Sometimes you need to be over the top with it to get something done with these people. You're dealing with these devils, and they have their plans, they have their agendas, and all we do is sit back and wait for the crumbs. Where I open my store, it's amazing. On the south side of 71st Street, the streets are horrible. I'm pretty sure that a plow cannot get through those streets because of all the potholes and raggedy condition of the streets. So I'm absolutely positive this winter is going to be hell because I can't see anything getting over there. But on the other side, the north side of north of 71st Street, the streets are paved. It's clean, grass, everything. And maybe that's a conditioning of the people. But if it's a community, we want both sides to be taken care of. I was at a meeting with the South Shore Block Club, and Mays was a speaker, and he said, well, try to get a small win. Try to get a pothole fixed. Now, why would we waste months trying to get a pothole fixed? I don't understand the psychology there, but I guess that's called getting a win, and then they'll pay attention to you for some other stuff. Why don't we do better than that? Why don't we start realizing that our freedom is something that we're going to have to pay for ourselves. Our community is something that we're going to have to do ourselves. If everybody in the community is in agreement that this needs to be done, then that's what the alderman is there for. Let's push the alderman to do something instead of sitting in their office and get these resources. Don't tell communities about getting a win if you give away $50 million and they go build a Ferris wheel. See, this is what I mean with these politicians. Don't tell me about rats in the school and you want to protest the school when the alderman lives right across the street. Why aren't we protesting the alderman? These people are elected to go and take up our fights, what we want for the community. And I don't respect any of them. If you're not in the community at least once a week, walking through, talking to the people, trying to find out what's going on in the community, then you're wasting time. You're not a good politician. But, you know, a lot of them go in with good intentions, then they turn around and they switch over. We got Amara Inya running for mayor, and she's gotten the support of Chance the Rapper and of Kanye. Kanye actually kicked in the dough for her. She had $73,000 she had to come up with to get on the ballot. So we'll give Kanye a thumb up on he came and he spent some money. You know, just don't start talking Kanye. And Chance has given her another boost. So she's targeting a lot of the millennials. I don't know how far she's going to go with that. Tony Perkwinkle's out there. You got Willie Wilson out there. You know, I like Willie Wilson. He's a little country and everything. He has some family issues that I don't know if he's resolved them yet. And I always believe that people should resolve their family issues before they start trying to jump into office. And that's between him and his son. His son is grown now. There was an issue of child support and things like that. Hopefully he's resolved something with his family. Don't be a millionaire and don't take care of your kids. That's all I'm saying. Tony Perkwinkle, the soda tax and all the other stuff that she's pulling, you know, same stuff that Todd Stroger was doing. But, you know, these are our politicians. And a lot of the people believe that I don't have to answer to the black people because they're going to vote for me regardless. And that's the sad case, that a lot of times we do continue to vote for them. We did a show last week called the Black Elephant in the Room, and it talked about just a lot of stuff we do that is detrimental to us. Sorry, I was looking down here at my notes here. When people go to the polls, and I don't know how it is in different neighborhoods other than mine. I live in Lansing, so the poll is usually there, open on time, and ready to rock and roll. They've got different laws in place now, especially with the early voting. I mean, you don't have to go to one certain area now to early vote. You can go anywhere you want to in early vote. You can also register. If you get there and they say your name's not on the list, then you can register right then to vote. Don't leave the poll. There'll be a number listed if you're having any types of problems that you can call in on a certain polling place if the machines aren't working or the machine's down or anything like this. Like I say, we need to vote. Just look at it as an honor system. Vote for the people that you think. There's a whole list of judges, and that's what I like to do when they put the list out. I like to go down the list and Google these judges. It may take a few minutes, and you can just Google and see what these judges are about, and then you can make your list and check off, because a lot of these judges are part of the system that keeps keeps us incarcerated, that makes these decisions. And then people are always saying, well, it's not enough black people on the jury because they use your voter registration to poll you for the jury. But that's just a front, because most of the time they poll us for the jury, they're trying to make sure that you are not able to get on the jury once you've been polled for the jury. Your opinion does not count. But this is the system. If we're going to be a part of this system and be in this system, this is one of the systems, and it's a very weak part. And, you know, people will tell you all types of stuff. Well, we've made progress. If you take $100 from me and I get $1 back, that's not progress. If I get half of it back, that's not progress. It's not progress how I get all my money back from you. We got to stop, you know, we got to change the definitions and our mindset of what we're doing here. As long as you depend on your enemy to survive, it's a problem. And we know white supremacy goes throughout the world, but it seems like it affects us in a different way than everybody else, because everybody else depends on themselves. Can't be mad at the Hispanic people. The Hispanic people roll with Madigan. They get the stuff they need in their neighborhoods. They come and ask, and they be like, shit, yeah, we want that. Screw them niggas. One actually came on TV. It was a Hispanic guy and a white woman. And they said, when we're in the council, we don't see nobody there speaking up for black people. And I've been in lots of other meetings where the black voice is not heard. Even with this Obama library, when I told the story of being in the room with 75 people, and they were dividing that cake up then, all the white folks, and had the nerve to say, I don't know why that community is fighting against us, because all we're going to do is give them a swing set and we're going to push it on through. And guess what? That's exactly what they're going to do. They didn't sign any community agreement. The alderman didn't stand up for it, for the community, sold the community out, and now we got to go and stand and hear speeches about, well, we can still fight this. No, you can't. Because you got to fight it in the beginning and stop with the bull crap of, oh, they giving us 52% of the contracts. You came to my house and you're going to give me 52%. But you can't go to their house and give them 52%. They're going to have 95 to 99% and may give you 1% and may give you 2% and dare you to say something. So what type of politics are we doing? What are we smoking? It was beautiful when Obama won. And we had all types of high hopes that it was going to be incredible. I wrote it in my journal. I was proud. But then I did the show toward the end of his first term. And I said, I want him to get impeached. I want him to be black, black, black. And just go off the chains and do anything that he felt like would benefit blacks, just start signing orders. Okay, we don't like it. Well, impeachment. It's going to take you 2 years in impeachment. Like your boy 45. He don't give a fuck. He's signing executive orders left and right. What y'all going to do? Y'all rolling or y'all laying down? And the country sits here and takes it because we getting this money right now. But ain't nobody thinking about a few years down the line, this thing is probably going to bottom out again. See, they play the game the right way because they invented the game. They set the game up. They know it ain't no rules to the game for them. The game is, it's rules for you, not for me. When I go to Vegas, oh, okay, we going to let you win, but you other 10, y'all ain't going to win. Because we got to make money. We got to get paid. I got a suggestion. Why don't we start raising our young politicians in the manner and instilling them with the wants and needs of the community to make them feel empowered. I have a friend and her son is a young Republican, whatever that means. So I know he's already being poisoned and brainwashed as so many of these commentators you see on CNN. And I've got friends like that. They have really bought into this America, black agenda. You just work hard and you can be successful. But they're not thinking about nobody else. They're thinking about themselves, their family. Everybody needs to do like I did. I bowed my head and kiss shoes and tap dance. And if it's good enough for me, then it's good enough for you. Stop making waves. And it just makes you think back. We think we got it bad, but just put yourself in the mindset of being on the plantation. And you got the field niggas and you got the house niggas. And the field niggas are talking about how oppressive this master is and how they want to split his head with a shovel. And the house niggas like, man, y'all tripping. It ain't. Is it really that bad? I mean, it's fucked up. Yeah, no, it's a little fucked up. But if y'all just stop complaining, listen to Massa, do what Massa say. After all, he did kidnap us and beat us and rape us and kill us and take our kids and take our women and take our dignity. And wait a damn minute. This man is evil. That's the problem we got here. We got to bridge the gap and say there's no house Negroes and no field Negroes. There's a bunch of Africans that were brought over to this country and treated with the worst humanity ever, inhumanity, beating, destruction, mental enslavement, physical enslavement, separation, incarceration, not only in this country, but throughout this region of the world. Maybe 14 million landed in America. There was a whole nother 65 million that landed everywhere else. But you're supposed to put your hand over your heart, believe in the political system, believe in America. After all, we treating you niggas right. Get up off your knees. Love, peace, soul. We out of here.
The political philosophy of black nationalism only means that the black man should control the politics and the politicians in his own community. The time when white people can come in our community and get us to vote for them so that they can be our political leaders and tell us what to do and what not to do is long gone. By the same token, the time when that same white man, knowing that your eyes are too far open, can send another Negro into the community, get you and me to support him so he can use him to lead us astray, those days are long gone. The political philosophy of black nationalism only means that if you and I are going to live in a black community, and that's where we're going to live, because as soon as you move into as soon as you move out of the black community into their community, it's mixed for a period of time, but they're gone, and you're right there all by yourself. We must understand the politics of our community. And we must know what politics is supposed to produce. We must know what part politics play in our lives. And until we become politically mature, we will always be misled, led astray, or deceived or maneuvered into supporting someone politically who doesn't have the good of our community at heart. So the political philosophy of black nationalism only means that we will have to carry on a political program of re-education to open our people's eyes, make us become more politically conscious, politically mature. And then we will, whenever we get ready to cast our ballot, that ballot will be cast for a man of the community who has the good of the community at heart. And the economic philosophy of black nationalism only means that we should own and operate and control the economy of our community. You would never find, you can't open up a black store in a white community. White man won't even patronize you. And he's not wrong. He got sense enough to look out for himself. And you who don't have sense enough to look out for yourself. The white man is too intelligent to let someone else come and gain control of the economy of his community. But you will let anybody come in and control the economy of your community. Control the housing, control the education, control the jobs, control the businesses under the pretext that you want to integrate. No, you're out of your mind. The economic philosophy of black nationalism only means that we have to become involved in a program of re-education to educate our people into the importance of knowing that when you spend your dollar out of the community in which you live, the community in which you spend your money becomes richer and richer. The community out of which you take your money becomes poorer and poorer. And because these Negroes who have been misled and misguided are breaking their necks to take their money and spend it with the man. The man is becoming richer and richer, and you're becoming poorer and poorer. And then what happens? The community in which you live becomes a slum. It becomes a ghetto. The conditions become run down. And then you have the audacity to complain about poor housing in a run-down community. Why, you run it down yourself when you take your dollar out. And you and I are in a double trap, because not only do we lose by taking our money someplace else and spending it, when we try and spend it in our own community, we're trapped because we haven't had sense enough to set up stores and control the businesses of our community. The man who's controlling the stores in our community is a man who doesn't look like we do. He's a man who doesn't even live in the community. So you and I, even when we try and spend our money in the block where we live or the area where we live, we're spending it with a man who, when the sun goes down, takes that basket full of money in another part of the town.